All right, so we finally see Sashomaru and Jockin, and I still have questions. Hi guys, my name is Maria Park, and this is Approach the Nerd. In this episode, we are reviewing Yashahime, episode 18, entitled Sashomaru and Kirimaru. And we got to see both in this episode. I don't know what you guys, but I'm beginning to think that the rainbow pearls are kind of like the rainbow crystals in Sailor Moon. Only because when Tatetsu he swallowed the orange one, which he didn't want to eat because he thought it was disgusting. It gave him like fire breath. It's so stupid. Tatetsu is now the only peril alive. Setsuna and Toa and a little bit of Maroha, are chasing him actively because during the fight with Katan, where Setsuna and Toa were able to break away from his trap, they end up killing him. But not before he starts saying like obscure stuff like, you don't even know, the dream butterfly's origin, and do you understand the history of the rainbow pearls? And I'm like, no, why don't you just tell us? Just effing tell us. Like, we know that the gold and silver rainbow pearls were created by Lady Zero in her tears. So essentially, her great sorrow created these two pearls, which happen to be in two of the things she despises the most. And that is Toa and Setsuna, because they are half demons. It does kind of bring a little validity to the fact that she may actually have feelings for either Sashomaru or his father. I don't know. Demons don't age like humans. So if she was friends with Sashomaru's mother, she could have been doing that to get in her good graces because she wanted Sashomaru, and then he chose a human and had kids and it pissed her off. Or she could have been upset about, their father marrying their mother, or basically Sashomaru's mother, because she got married twice. And she got mad and created the pearls. Or quite frankly, she could be one of those weird demons who was in love with the daddy and cried a river and made the gold rainbow pearl, and then was in love with Sashomaru, and then he got with Rin, and she cried a river and made the silver one. I mean, it's weird that she made two at one time. I'm just throwing these things out here because, yeah, there's just a lot. So, what we learned in this episode, so I don't have to do a straight recap. Riku, I think, is orchestrating everything. Because every time one of the pearls falls, he takes the rainbow pearl. So he even said, I'm going to have them all. I think his end game is he wants to get stronger than Kirimaru so he can kill him. And Kirimaru doesn't suspect him because he's playing the loyal soldier, but he's actually orchestrating all of this stuff, on the sidelines. I also think it's interesting that when the girls were chasing Tatetsu and he was leading them back to Kirimaru's ship, and Kirimaru kind of like stopped him and said, are you trying to invite people on my ship? And he's like, no, he lets him get away, making him still the only surviving peril now with the orange rainbow pearl. And he confronts the twins and Maroha, and they cannot defeat him. Like, Toa gets really angry when he starts like slicing up Setsuna, but even at her level of anger, she's only able to cut him a little bit. So he was about to take the girls out, and Sashomaru shows up with Jockin. And what's interesting to me is Jockin's like looking at the girls, and he's like, "You've grown up so well," And so it begs to question, who raised Setsuna? Because I think obviously Jockin or Sashomaru saved her in the forest because Daddy came and tried to save them while they were getting their butt handed to them by Kirimaru. But who saved Setsuna when she was burning in the forest? When she was separated from Toa. We know Toa went to the future, but who had Setsuna? Because when she shows up at Kaide's place, it's years later. She's a lot older. So who took care of her, in the interim until she does that? I still think Jockin had a hand in that, and he got back with Sashomaru. But I mean, there are tons of options. We don't know. So I'm very curious. I want them to flesh that out. Every time a character says, you don't know the history of something, I just want to smack them. I just want to smack them. Just freaking spit it out. Don't make this a freaking riddle. But yeah, so Sashomaru is trying to do something. Now, when you see Sashomaru and Kirimaru face off against each other, when their swords collide, it causes like basically this electricity or storm to zap everything on the ground, and the girls get knocked or rendered unconscious. And then Kirimaru makes like this really ominous like statement saying, you know, I just wanted to see. He was testing to see if the half demon princesses were the ones that were going to take him out. But now he's pretty much said they're too weak, so he doesn't believe the prophecy. But he still wants to use Sashomaru to accomplish what he wants. And I need to know what that is, because my theory is Sashomaru is trying to find a way to break whatever physical connection he has to Kirimaru, because it seems like they can't hurt each other. They are tied. So I kind of feel like he's looking for an edge, while Riku is just trying to figure out how to kill Kirimaru in general by getting all of the rainbow pearls and getting stronger than him. Because I don't think Kirimaru will ever see it coming. And if he's actually destined to be slayed by a half demon, I am absolutely convinced that that half demon is Riku. Because we don't know Riku's origin, but I kind of feel like some of the theories are that, you know, he's Kirimaru's father, and he does say, Kirimaru is Riku's father, and Riku does say in past episodes that he can only kill something that he loves. If that's his dad, then that would make perfect sense. His father or his brother, definitely a family member, but I really think that Riku may be a half demon. So I'm just throwing out theories because that's what we do in this show. But like, I just like the whole there was a cute little scene with Takachio where he's like, you know, asked to stay put by Riku and like freaking out and just wanting to go home. And I want to know if Takachio is going to be put in a position in this series to choose between Jubei and home and the girls, because, you know, Riku gave Takachio, you know, orders, but of course the girl said, what are you doing? You know, transform so we can go chase Tatetsu. So, you know, I kind of feel like that's the character that's kind of in the middle of everything. And I just think I think all of that's going to come to a head. Not to mention Kirimaru apparently is responsible for, now I don't know if creating the dream butterflies is what he did, or if he's controlling them somehow. It's just everyone in this series that was a bad guy implied that Kirimaru is the master or the one behind the dream butterfly. Even Toa's like, I want to get to Kirimaru because I think he's the one behind the dream butterfly. And then Kirimaru himself said, yeah, that's me. You want the dream butterfly to go away? You got to kill him. You know, you have to kill me. Now, if that is a true statement, if you have to kill Kirimaru in order to get rid of the dream butterfly, essentially giving back all of the dreams to Setsuna and essentially waking up Rin, that also could be why Sashomaru wants to break the connection with him, because he can't kill him while they're connected to free Rin. So that's just another theory that I have. So many theories, guys. So many theories, so little time. There's a lot of things in this series that I just have questions about, and just after Sashomaru, you know, essentially saves his daughters, Joken's like, you know, we can't just leave them like this. And, you know, Sashomaru's like, I don't want to hear it. Basically they just take off, you know, let's go. So it is good to see that Joken is still loyally following behind his master, you know, all these years. But yeah, it's interesting. And I love that the girls are kind of blinking and looking like, who are you? Which, if Setsuna was affected by the dream butterfly earlier, I could see her not remembering Joken raising her. But I'm so confused on who took care of this child and who saved her from the burning forest. I really need to know. I need some closure on this, because it is one of the mysteries that's bothering me. Because when she shows up at Kaide's, she is a lot older than she was when they were playing in the forest. Where was she the entire time? So, questions. So this is a good episode. Again, sorry I'm not just going and recapping it verbatim, because I just want to get to the juicy parts and just ask questions, because it just seems to be an easier way to go. The only other thing that I have questions about is Miroha. Her rouge did not work. None of her attacks worked. And she's still a quarter demon, so I don't know why he is even taking Miroha as a threat, you know, Kirimaru, because she's not a half demon. She's just kind of like sidekick in a way, which kind of sucks that Inuyasha's child is the sidekick in this series. But you know, I guess when mommy and daddy are in the forefront of the original series, then the child has to take a step back for the next generation, I guess, or the other brother's kids, should I say. But one thing for sure is that Sashomaru 100% is not on Kirimaru's side. Even though the girls kind of feel like he had something to do, there's a lot more to this. I really think he's trying to break that connection because he wants to kill Kirimaru to wake up his woman and free his daughter. But he can't because he hasn't found a way to do it. And quite frankly, Kirimaru might be trying to figure out a way to break the connection too. That might be why he said, I want you to do what I want. Maybe he wants Sashomaru to be successful in that because he doesn't want to be connected to him either. So, but it does seem like the prophecy that the Tree of Ages said, if you take down Kirimaru, basically, then you also have to take down Sashomaru, might be more relevant than we thought because, them not being able to kill each other and being evenly matched, I really think that they are weirdly connected in some way. But that is my theory. And I have a few theories, but I also have a hell of a lot of questions, and I'm sure you guys do too. So please leave them in the comment field below so we can talk about them. And if you would like to sign up for jury duty, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to know who's next in their bell, hit the notification bell. Until next time, I can't wait for you to approach the nerd. Bye, guys.
Thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it, but hey, the party doesn't have to stop now. Click on one of these videos and keep it going.